Hey y'all, it's Maria Solis Paz, and here to talk about the transit for today that's going to be affecting us for the next few months, and that is Pluto in Capricorn going retrograde. For those of you who don't know what a retrograde period is when a planet, it's an optical illusion, of course, but this is when a planet seems to be going backwards in its orbit. So rather than Pluto, which is right now at 24 degrees Capricorn, moving more towards 25 degrees, now it's going to look like it's moving more towards 23 degrees. Okay, so this is interpreted in a particular way in terms of astrology. Retrogrades, and you probably have heard of Mercury retrograde. Oh my gosh, Mercury is retrograde. Things are happening that have to do with technology. Oh my God, miscommunication, because that's everything that Mercury rules, right? Technology, transportation, communication. And when we step into a Mercury retrograde period, a ton of people are having like, my phone doesn't work, my internet doesn't work. We're having misunderstandings with my husband or whatever. Totally normal. These are all happening for you, not happening to you. And that's the idea with a retrograde. So what does a retrograde itself ask of us? It is asking us to step inside. Okay, retrograde periods stop at external activity or external focus. It is said that during a retrograde period for Mercury, for example, you shouldn't be signing contracts or maybe making verbal agreements about things or actually doing things. And you should be more looking within with whatever that has to do. In the case of Mercury, it's a planet that has to do with, what we said before, as well as the mental process. In the case of Pluto, what does it mean when Pluto goes retrograde? You go inside, but Pluto rules transformation. Okay, Pluto rules intensity. Okay, it brings about energy that is very strong. It rules sort of destruction and elimination process. So what this period of Pluto retrograde Capricorn is asking of us is to go within and to find those things, those maybe limiting beliefs, concepts, ideas, memories, self-image, whatever it might be, that might be hiding in your subconscious that are what I call imposter content, because it's not true. And you find those things and you have to see two things. One, what is it that I'm going to be letting go completely? Okay, release, delete, eliminate. Okay, and what is it that I'm going to take and transform? The difference is this you're going to get rid of completely, this you're going to take, and you're going to take what abides, what works, what's worthy, and you're going to either let go of the rest of this concept, or you're going to give it a different twist so that you can actually make it something productive for you. Because the idea with Pluto is the planet of power. Personal power comes with it. A lot of responsibility, of course, like says, Spider-Man. So you have to take responsibility, but you have to step into your power. That is what Pluto wants you to do through this process that it's offering you of retrograde, going inside, observing what's in your subconscious mind, because Pluto rules the subconscious mind. So it's what's hidden, that which I cannot see, that which I do not know that I know, and that which I do not know that I don't know. Okay, so meditation is a great tool for going within and checking what's in the subconscious mind. But another wonderful tool is, what am I reacting to? So if I am in a situation, conversation, I see something on TV, I read something on social media, and it triggers me, which is something that happened on my Facebook page recently. If it triggers you, then you need to ask yourself, today is when Pluto's going retro, so a lot of us are feeling this pull today. You need to ask yourself, wait a minute, I know everything is a projection, so why am I being triggered? What is it that is inside of me that feels either threatened or it feels frustrated? Frustration is the difference between what I want or what I wish things would be and what things really are. Okay, what is that gap and how do I close it? As well as, what is it that I could take in terms of this thing that's frustrating me, triggering me, making me feel uncomfortable, making me fight, making me explode, making me feel violent, And what can I take from there that I can maybe see that may be worthy, that I need to look at, that my subconscious is saying, listen, you didn't pay attention to this. This is important to us. All of those questions are going to be much more productive than trying to engage externally, okay, with whatever the person, the thing that you've read, the television, the situation, blah, 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 that may be triggering you. That is what we call taking responsibility, understanding that a lot of the things that I see outside of me are just a projection of what I have inside of me. If you're not able to see it on the outside, it's because it's not within you. Okay, we see and we process with our own computer. I don't process with your computer, you don't process with mine. I process with mine, therefore, whatever I'm going to see is going to be filtered through this. Not through your computer, it's going to be filtered through mine. So if I take something as negative or as an attack or as an offense or something, that's my own thing. So that's what I need to look at, okay? So Pluto retrograde in Capricorn is asking us to do this. April 25th through the 4th of October, we have opportunity to work with this energy. It's going to feel intense. It's going to feel probably most intense for Capricorns themselves, since this is the sign that the planet is retrograding on. It's going to feel probably most challenging or most uncomfortable for signs that are square or opposite, which would be Cancer, Aries, and Libra. And it's gonna feel not as difficult or maybe a little more easy for, or more comfortable for the signs that this planet retrograding in Capricorn is having a good relationship, which in this case would be fellow earth signs, Virgo and Taurus. To that point as well, right now we're in Taurus season. The sun is in Taurus, Mercury is about to step into Taurus. We just had the new moon in Taurus. Uranus, the big planet that's causing all of this shift and change for the economy and for ecological purposes, is also in Taurus. So there's a big concentration of Taurus. It's going to be more next week thanks to Mercury stepping in there. The good thing is that this whole transformation that Pluto is asking of us on a subconscious level to step into our personal power goes really well with this whole Taurus season, Uranus and Taurus, global shift, pro-ecology, pro-shift in economy, pro-shift in personal values, pro-shift in how we think of resources. Because that's what Taurus rules. Taurus rules personal resources, okay? And interestingly enough, Pluto rules Scorpio, which is the opposing sign, which rules other people's resources. So this concept is also part of the process. What is mine? What is yours? What belongs to my subconscious? How did you trigger it? How I make my money and what I contribute to the world. How does that affect other people? How does that affect the world, etc.? These relationships are very, very interesting right now. There are some huge transformations and shifts happening with these relationships, okay? So keep in mind, please, that this whole thing is happening so that you may step further into your own personal power. Always, power requires responsibility. This doesn't mean I'm going to take on your stuff. This means I know what my part is in it. I understand that I'm also human and I need to grow and that I'm not perfect. I'm going to make some mistakes. Great. You work with that. You work through that, but you stay in your power. Okay. None of this is, oh my gosh, I can't believe I made that mistake. Bad person. No. Those are old, outdated, era of Pisces type of thoughts, era of Aquarius type of thoughts, which is what we're moving into and stepping into. It are more like, okay, well, let me objectively consider all sides of the situation. What is the more progressive, innovative, productive, better for humanity type of thought? And you are welcome to always consider what other people are going to give you as feedback, as long as you understand that you are responsible for your own thoughts, you're responsible for your own expressions, and so are they, okay? So no feeling guilty and no bullying people because of this current sort of intensity of power that may be, okay? There may be a lot of power struggles that you may be feeling as well right now. You know, Pluto rules power, it rules politics, it rules, you know, sort of intensity, depth, and of course, transformational processes. So as we're going through this entire shift with Uranus in, you know, Taurus, and everything that's happening right now, how we're all feeling in quarantine, etc., you may be feeling like today, as of today, which is when Pluto in Capricorn goes retrograde, then all of these processes of transformation are kind of going in, and how do I respond or react to these feelings of intense need for stepping into my power, okay? Always keep in mind that what is good for me is good for you if it's truly, truly good. And so therefore, if my intent is good, my intent is pure, then I will always be guided in the right direction. If for some reason your power steps on other people's powers, then we need to reconsider and we need to revisit what power truly, truly is. Because when power is true, it is positive for everybody. Okay, and I think this is true for love and for many, many different things. And if we approach the world in this way, then I think we would see a very, very different world. Okay, so next week, Mercury is stepping into Taurus, and we'll talk about it then next week as well. Please continue watching these videos. I'm going to try and put more educational videos here. I know that this is the beginning of this channel in English. So I can't refer back to, unless you speak Spanish and you want to go to my Muriel Solis Paz en Español channel. There are a ton of educational and training videos on fundamentals of astrology and houses and all that, but I will be putting more of those up besides the transit videos as well in this channel. Thank you so much for watching and for taking responsibility for your own evolution and for stepping into your own power and for working with the energies and with your own. Okay, you can always email me at muriel@murielsolispaz.com for an astro coaching session, so we can look at your chart and see where all this energy is going to fall in, what's going to be activated for you, and how to work with all this stuff. Okay, and also, of course, you can follow me on Instagram. I answer a ton of questions. My Instagram is bilingual, it's in English and it's in Spanish, and you can follow me at Muriel Solis Paz, and I will do my best to answer everyone's questions. Okay, lots of blessings. Lots of amazing energy for you to step into your power at this time when we have the energy to work with and towards that, so that we can all be empowered to make this world what it needs to be to sustain all of us in harmony. Blessings.